Hi everybody, Beth Helvey here with Couture Real Estate. I hope you are doing well today. I want to talk to you about something I saw on Facebook. I was scrolling through Facebook this morning and there was a person in one of our local Sarasota pages who was very upset because she had just found out that her taxes on her brand new property were going to be double that which were listed. So when you look at a house here, you're going to have all the information in the MLS, and on that is going to be your tax amount. It's not your tax amount, it's the taxes that that homeowner is paying. Now, there's a lot of reasons why this person's tax rate doubled. And as I was reading through the thread, I saw a lot of other things that were mistaken. One person had said that once you live here for a year, you have a 3% cap. That is not true. Another person had said something about the assessed value, which was untrue. And there was just a lot of stuff going on in this thread that people just didn't have a clear understanding of. Here's how this works. When you buy a property here, in Sarasota, in any place in Florida, I can promise you that at the next assessment, your taxes will go up. I can promise you that. And there's a lot of reasons why, and let's go through those. The first thing you need to be aware of is homestead. And that's what this person had gotten caught up in or what have you. The person that she bought the property from had probably homesteaded the property and had probably had it homesteaded for several years, which would make sense for the double amount of taxes. Basically what happens is if you homestead a property, which means you claim it as your primary residence and you live there for at least 6 months in a day, and you give up your homestead benefits in whatever state that you came from, or you have a second home in, you give up the homestead benefits there. When that happens, you cannot have an assessed value of more than 3% year over year. Okay, and that's how your taxes stay lower than, say, your neighbor who doesn't have that cap. So the assessed value is the value on which you are taxed. It is not market value. That's the thing the other person said. Your tax value is not your market value. Your assessed value is not your market value. The assessed value is merely the amount on which you are going to be taxed. Usually, typically speaking, rule of thumb, it's roughly 80% of the market value. It's not always the case. There's going to be properties that are more or less, but generally speaking, you're looking at 80% of the market value. And that is the amount on which you are taxed. Now, if you're homesteaded like this other lady probably was, she had $50,000 taken off that assessed value. So she had the assessed value, which was also below market value, an additional $50,000 taken off, and then she's taxed on the rest. Now, because her taxes were so low, was likely because she homesteaded. So year over year, that low amount can't go up more than 3%. That assessed value cannot go up more than 3%, okay? And you're taxed on that. And that is exactly why when you can drive through a neighborhood and you've got houses that are roughly the same size, roughly the same age, roughly the same lot size and all of that, and everybody's gonna have a different tax value. Everybody will. It is always best to talk to your realtor about what the approximate taxes will be, or even better yet, call the county assessor and say, I'm looking at buying this house, give them the address, and they will tell you approximately what your assessed value will be, okay? That is probably why that person's amount doubled. And honestly, she should have been made aware of it. Maybe she was and she just didn't catch it or she forgot, but your taxes will go up, I promise you this. Now, the thing you need to be made aware of is how we pay our taxes, which is in arrear. So in roughly late September, early October of this year, we're gonna get what's called our trend notice. And the trend notice is going to tell you what the proposed taxes are. Now, if you get that and you think it's wrong, if you think your taxes are too high, because I know if they're too low, you're not going to do this. If you think your taxes are too high, you can go to the county assessor and say, my taxes are too high, and prove it to them why. Okay? And if that is indeed the case, if there was something wrong with their assessment, they will lower your taxes. If you don't do it within 30 days, you're stuck and you're paying that tax amount. When you file for homestead, you can do that anytime before February 28th. So if you buy a property here in 2021, as long as you file for homestead before February 28, 2022, you will get homestead benefits in 2022 when you are taxed. 2021 has already been determined. You will not get homestead benefits or anything in 2021. You will pay whatever that person was paying in taxes. Generally speaking, there are some outliers that don't fit into that. But generally speaking, 98% of the people, that's how it's going to work out. So you file for homestead. When you're my client, I will send you all the information at Christmas time. So you will know how to file for it. You will have a copy of your closing disclosure so you can take care of this, and you can do it online. When you have your assessed value, there's other things that may bring your assessed value down. If you are a veteran, if you're a disabled veteran, if you're a widow, if you are blind, there's some other things which can bring your assessed value down. And that is beneficial to people, especially our veterans and our disabled veterans, because their taxes are then lower. But when that veteran sells their house, whomever buys that house is going to have an increase in taxes. Now, one of the things that people will call me and ask me, say, hey, what's your tax rate? You know, they want 1.5%, 2%, whatever. I can't tell you that because that's not how our taxes work. We go by millage rate, and the millage rate is different for different parts of the county, different parts of the state. They're all different. There's a rough formula we use that where we can help you determine an approximate amount for your taxes, and that's kind of what we go on until the tax assessor applies whatever formula they're going to apply to it and then gives you your amount. But it's not, I can't tell you how much it is. I really can't. I can give you a guesstimate, but I can't tell you what the percent tax is in here because that's not how we do our taxes. And then last, but certainly not least, when you are going through this process, make sure you do apply for homestead if you are qualified for it. It is a very good benefit for you. It does more than just cap your taxes. It also protects, if you're married, it protects you and your spouse. Should something happen to one of you, it's really good that you do that. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to let me know. I'm here to answer any questions you might have, but I wanted to go over this with you because I was reading this thread and there was so much misinformation in this thread that I just really felt the need to get out there and tell you all about this. So if you have any questions on your taxes, your homestead, anything like that, please, please, please put it in the comments, send me a DM. I'm happy to answer them. And if I don't know the answer, I will send you to somebody who does. I hope you're having a wonderful day and hope to see you soon. Bye, everybody.